Slave DiBiase.
Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, y'all? What's going on with the people out there? It's another good 420, man. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Slave DiBiase, aka Tony Spark, aka Slave Daniel Richards, aka Victor Von Slay. And this is another live taping of what? The Offenders Initiative podcast. All my stoneheads, all my proper offenders, man, my real stonehead superheroes out there. Thank y'all for pulling up. Whether you digest this content religiously or in passing, I just want to tell you thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe while you're here, because that's letting me know that y'all liking what I'm doing and I can keep doing it. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. But yeah, y'all see what it is? Y'all see the caption, man? Before we even get started, oh, my boy Cap is in here. Yo, Cap, what's good, my boy? Okay, I see you. Yeah, we're gonna try another banger session, man. You riding in the car with your boy, man. We rolling out. Now, but for real though, y'all see the caption, man. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, episode 4 reaction. They dropped it a little early because they didn't want HBO Max didn't want to conflict with Super Bowl Sunday possibly taking away their views. So salute to HBO for dropping that early episode last night, which will be this morning, Friday, so that we could watch episode 4 of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. And GloRilla's sister, her sister, sister, GloRilla, niece feud, niece, all that. Supposedly the girl GloRilla, your favorite rapper. Some of them say your favorite rapper, man. They say she got some family drama going on, man. Like a sister that came online talked crazy about her. Who was this Julian Cruz? What's going on? What's going on? Light up, Julian, man. Put something in the air. Tell me what you're smoking on. Thank you for pulling up. I appreciate it. I ain't even got started yet, Cap. I ain't even got started yet, man. Y'all tell me in the comments, man, what y'all smoking on, man. What's going on? F'd up. What's going on with you, my boy? Yeah. Everybody pull up, man. Today, I have the last little bit here. Well, not the last little bit. What I have in this blunt right now is the last portions of the key lime pie that I've had. Key lime pie, I got it from that nigga up the street. That's to let you know exactly what's going on. Key lime pie is exactly what you would think it would smell and taste like. It's very, very citrus forward, very, very lime, and it's an indica lot. I'm telling y'all that right now from my own experience. You know what I'm saying? Sidhu Mooswala. Okay. The boy said he popped to, you popped to that new pack coming in. Ain't nothing wrong with that, my boy. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as business is handled, ain't nothing wrong with that. But yeah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this situation with GloRilla and her brother sister. Yeah. Hold on. Player 456 White says love from India, and I love India too. I need to come out there and visit y'all. Salute. But without further ado, man, let's get into this, right? Shit. Yeah, GloRilla, for real, GloRilla. That's the only thing that I can say. Like you gonna see what I'm saying? Watch, hold up. We about to get into it. Y'all check this shit out, man.
About y'all favorite rapper. Y'all favorite rapper ain't shit. And I'm getting tired of it. Y'all mad. Fuck. Y'all talking about some she ain't obligated. How the fuck she ain't obligated when she want to sit here and all them interviews and talk about the struggles we been through and then reach back and help none of us out. But got her friends wearing the shit. And my mama still working at FedEx. Y'all better get the fuck out of my face. Y'all mad. I'm talking about y'all favorite rapper. Y'all favorite rapper ain't shit. And I'm
gonna let her say it again.
Getting tired of it. Y'all mad. Fuck, y'all talking about some she ain't obligated. How the fuck she ain't obligated when she want to sit here and all them interviews and talk about the struggles we been through and then reach back and help none of us out. But got her friends wearing the shit. And my mama still working at FedEx. Y'all better get the fuck out of my face.
So am I right? Was I right for her to be dubbed the infamous, affectionately now known as GloRilla? Am I not right to call what I see sitting right here? I'm just saying. Okay, so the question before we go any further with this situation right here is it a I done came into some money and there's some entitlement, or get your whole ass up and get your own job? Is it one of those? Because you know, in our family, well, when it comes to family, like entitlement is just a word you got to deal with. And I don't understand it, but yeah, twins, yeah. See, and we're gonna get into that in just a second, my boy. We're gonna get into that in just a second. Hold on, let's see what else we got here.
Y'all man, I'm talking about y'all favorite rapper. Y'all favorite rapper ain't shit, and I'm getting tired of it. Y'all mad. Fuck. Y'all talking about some she ain't obligated. How the fuck she ain't obligated when she wants?
Hold on. This says, and our parents are not straight. Our dad just brought $100 from my mom. Y'all think y'all know shit, but don't. I had to give my mom 1,800 on a $2,400 rent because y'all favorite rapper blocked her. I'm tired of being quiet. Let me ask y'all out there, man. Does GloRilla have to give her family anything? It's just a question that I have. It's a question that I have. You in a situation, you trying to come up, you might be chasing your dreams, working a job at the same time, whatever the case may be. And ain't nobody on your family side, by the way. Her sister brother GloRilla over there, they call him her Scarface. Just all of this is just wrong to me. You know what I'm saying? You got GloRilla face with Birdman tattoos on your face. I don't like it. I don't like it. But anyways, you working a job or whatever, you're chasing your dreams. Your dream finally popped, right? Or your dream is about to pop. Yet you can't get a ride from nobody. You can't get nobody to like, comment, and subscribe. You can't get nobody to, and even on the lowest level, to support, right? You pop. Now everybody coming back around with their hand out. Is it right? They never supported you, never helped you, or was never there. Now they coming around with their hand out. Is it right? Or is it entitlement? Let me see. They probably was fucking her over. I will help my mom though. See, okay, Cap. Even with that, bro, we don't know the situation of what's going on with her and her OG. We very well could find out that maybe she helped her OG. Maybe she helped her OG and her OG got too comfortable and started disrespecting. You know, that'd be another thing. Folks feel like they're entitled, they're family, and you supposed to help them while they disrespect you, while they do grimy slime, snake ass shit to you, but you still supposed to help them because you got the money to do it. I ain't with none of that neither. You need some of this money over here. You want some of this money, but you don't want to work for it, right? Your sister, a whole rapper. You ain't trying to be a rapper. You can't put together something. Can you help her with her schedule or something? Why aren't you trying to get on the team? Nah, you want a motherfucker to just hand you some money. You don't want to work for it. You seeing it with that FedEx uniform on, that Amazon uniform on. She don't want to work no more. She feel like the moment Glow hit, she should have hit. That's a nasty mentality to have. That's a nasty mentality to have, man. Entitled for sure. Instead of coming at her like that, be a part of the team. That would be what anybody else would want to do. Be a part of the team, you know, because I'm coming from a place of I'd rather be making my own money versus waiting around for somebody. Like I'm waiting on some daddy type shit, some mommy type shit. I'm waiting on you to give me some money. Like you said, I'm typing it. See what you can help with. Yeah, man, straight up. See what you can help with. That shit crazy, man. Hold on. We got some more little evidence on this situation because it gets worse. You ever been in a situation where people keep talking and the more and more that they talk, I see why nobody fucking with you. It's one of those type of situations. So yeah, I love that people like Jackie Chan said, I love to let people talk to love who love to talk. Then you can find out how much full of shit they are. Yeah, exactly. All right, y'all. This by way of a little bit of TMZ, man. Let's listen to what they got to say about the scene.
Went on social media basically calling her out, saying that she doesn't take care of. So GloRilla's sister went on social media basically calling her out, saying that she doesn't take care of her siblings or her parents, and it's causing a lot of online conversation. So let me catch you guys up. So Glow's sister Scar posted several posts on Facebook implying that GloRilla does not help her parents or her siblings, in which she clarified there are 10 siblings. Her sister went on Facebook and said, "I'll really go live and expose y'all favorite rapper." And she goes on to say, "And our mama working at FedEx, bet y'all didn't know that though." But GloRilla, and she goes,
Hold on now, because we can read that. I'll really go live and expose y'all favorite rapper. Same mom, same dad, 10 siblings. Y'all think y'all think she is this upright person when she really not. Hold on, oh, it's messing me up when she really not. Ain't fuck with you since you got on, and I'm constantly getting acknowledgement for being her sister, and she ain't fuck with you at Gloria Woods. Call my bluff. It's been 4 years. Why the media haven't seen your siblings? And don't say because you protecting us, because we still in Memphis. It's because you talk about our struggles and you don't fuck with us. Oh, and she ain't fuck with us at all. Gloria. Okay, so she tagged her and all that. The young man, her little brother, tagged her and was like, "You ain't been fucking with us or whatever. Why you won't even talk about us?" Me personally, they got the same face. She want to be Glow. I don't care what nobody says. She want to be Glow, but we'll get to that.
Goes on to say, and our mama working at FedEx. Bet y'all didn't know that though. But Glow a millionaire? Yeah, GloRilla then clapped back. She went to Instagram and posted a screenshot of her and her mom's messages where her mom is basically thanking and praising her for.
See, this is what I said. We don't know. Thank you. This is a message from her mama. Manu. Thank you so very, very much. Really didn't want to ask because you already do so much for us. That killed it all right there. I really don't have to read the rest of this. But hold on. I thank you so very, very much for all that you do. I don't take it for granted at all. I really do love and appreciate you so very much. God bless you for your honor, respect, kindness, and love shown to me. You're such a blessing to me. When I become a millionaire, it says her head blocking, it says you. Meanwhile, I'll prayerfully keep you in God's hands continually. Okay. So that kills it right there. You talking about my mama still work. Maybe your mama want to work. Maybe Glow just isn't where she's at right now to be able to have her mama not working just yet. You don't know what's going on because you're too busy counting somebody else's pockets. That is a poison to any grown person, whether it's family, friends, or whatever. You count somebody else's pockets, you're going to end up short on the count every time.
Everything that she's done. Her mom even states that she doesn't take it for granted, and this is basically her clearly trying to push back on the claims. At some point, GloRilla responded directly to her sister with Indeed.com, basically telling her sister she's not responsible for taking care of her. So now the conversation.
Nah, we're not going to actually just say that. Hold on.
Back on the claims. At some point, GloRilla responded directly to her sister with Indeed.com.
With Indeed.com, get your bitch ass up and get a job. It is nobody's obligation or entitlement. It is nobody's job to take care of other grown people. After you move out of your mom and daddy house, once they get you to a point, that's it. Now, your mom and daddy is always going to be your mom and daddy. They ain't going to never see you just be out there in the street just doing nothing. But you don't, I don't know. In the Black community, I always felt like we didn't have the whole, I can always go back to my mama house. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least I wasn't raised like that. I always was on some, I got to make it work because I can't go back to my mama house. I got to fend for myself because I can't go back to my mama house. Like this is the type of grind you got to instill in yourself. But that was the perfect response. Indeed.com. Get you a job. Because while you pocket watching me, that's energy that you can be using to scroll on your phone or get on that desktop and find you a gig and stop watching what I'm doing. Don't watch me, watch TV. It's the entitlement, man.
Basically telling her sister she's not responsible for taking care of her. So now the conversation online is, should GloRilla be responsible for her parents and all 10 of her siblings, or does the message that she shared with her mom clearly show that she helps her family out? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below.
How y'all feeling? More and more that we're hearing. Does it sound like entitlement? Does it sound like entitlement? Or does it sound like a situation where somebody, you know what I'm saying, is actually not messing with their family? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the whole way that whole situation even looks or feels. Before we switch it up, hold on. One last thing. One last thing, just to solidify, because we could be looking at this wrong, right? So hold up. This is by way of Brandon Jamal, y'all. I hope y'all still smoking out there. Like, vape, bomb. You might have to break into the roaches, but like, bro, just kick it with your boy for at least an hour and you'll have a great sesh. Hold on, man. Hold on. You'll have a great sesh. It's always come, you know what I'm saying? Entitlement. Who is this? Lynn Jins Gaming. Can we 1v1 in Roblox Rivals? I don't play Roblox. I play a lot of other stuff, but I don't play Roblox. Oh, we got one last little section with this, man. Hold up, y'all. Yeah, this is by way of Brandon Jamal. Give that brother a like, comment, and subscribe. He's funny, but he tells the truth. That's why a lot of folks don't like him. You know, I can kind of sympathize with that.
About a hating ass system.
Y'all keep on painting this picture like she's just a good person, an upright person. She's not.
She was posted up at a basketball game, her man's basketball game. That's probably why this bro, sis, it, them, they thing is upset. Yeah, GloRilla making money as a rapper, but the fact—
Hold on, then can you please sub in? I can always sub as long as you can do the same. I am very, very much so about small content creators coming together and uniting and doing for each other. That energy just got to be the same. But I got you, Killer. And please believe I know if you don't.
that GloRilla is dating an NBA player, I know that don't sit right with you. GloRilla has a lot of brothers and sisters. I'm talking about a shit ton. And when you have that many siblings, you bound to have one punk ass hater out the crew, especially if one of them is an STUD. So GloRilla's STUD sis bro sis came to the internet saying that GloRilla don't help out her family. GloRilla don't do nothing. GloRilla is not here for her siblings the way that they should be. And she sounds exactly the way you would think GloRilla's stud sister sounds.
Oh, we used to have days when we wasn't eating. But ain't obligated. But you want to get on interviews and talk about the struggle. You want to talk about the struggle. But yeah, ain't one of us shining, fool. Ain't one of us shining. You got air.
Ain't one of us shining. I don't know, everybody that's out there watching right now, how many people feel like this is a phone call versus going on the internet? This was a phone call.
Everybody else in this, you giving money out, you bringing money back around, you didn't cross you badly because Sanchez, why you get your beat on God, why you get your thought, man. I remember when Khalid did this. She watched you and you brought her back around and she went live.
So to get my attention, if I'm GloRilla, to get my attention, to get something from me, you're going to get online and tell people about how I got my ass stomped and how I got some snake ass friend around me that shouldn't be around me. That's really going to make me want to give you something. You right. Keep talking. I told you. I love it when people talk because they keep digging themselves a hole, I love it when I it's all, to me, it's cool to fall out with your friends every now and then, right? Or have a disagreement, right? Because it's all about how a motherfucker handle shit after the disagreement. Are you gonna go say some overly wild shit that you normally wouldn't say? You know, because 9 times out of 10, when you get somebody mad and they start talking to you, start talking about you, that's how they really feel about you. So are you gonna say some overly wild stuff that you can't come back from? Or is it a, you know what? All right, I seen it from that way, I seen it from your way, let's move on. It ain't even that serious. You fall out with folks, you find out how they really feel about you. They get to barking online, doing stupid shit like this.
Have about you. And you brought her back around. She on the stage with you. How that for her? What Khalid with that? Let them know.
How was that for her? She want to be on the stage. Excuse me. He want to be on the stage.
So let me get this straight. So she take care of her friends, but she don't take care of certain family members. You know why? you hating ass heifer you, because you can pick your friends. You can't always pick your family. And if you've been watching this channel for at least a year, you know damn well I know about a hating ass sister.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is, and I could be wrong, I don't know how y'all came up, but all I'm gonna say is sometimes, which equals to a lot of times, bro. I'm gonna tell you something, it be your own motherfucking people. It be your own people jump online, drag your name through the dirt, and then will turn right around and put their hand out and ask you for something. With they silly Boston baked bean head asses. I hate that shit, man. You're gonna diss me. You're gonna diss me, disrespect me, disrespect my family, lie out my name, and then turn around and ask me for help afterwards. And I'm supposed to do it because we're family. It's not how that works.
That bitch looking old, she been working that pole. That bitch looking old. That bitch looking old, she been working that pole.
The clear that right here. Yup. Yup. Clear the van. Yeah, good get van. Clear the van. Clear the van. But you got Sanchez back around you. Like, bro, I'm just saying, no motherfuckers hate shit, bro. It's been 4 years, bro. It's been 4 years. Then I'm just calling seeing motherfuckers like, no, bro. Then mama sitting here in this struggle. Y'all thought she bought a house. She did not buy my mama no house.
Look at all these tattoos on bro sis and them face.
Good buddy got them baby from Cash Money tattoos on his face. Yeah.
Stereotypical angry stud syndrome. First of all, you're really frustrated. I can tell. Most studs are.
See, I ain't saying all that.
I
don't even pretend to know, but I ain't saying all that. But what I can spot is somebody being a hater. I definitely can spot that. I can spot that all day, twice on Sundays.
understand how studs get down with the get down. It ain't my business. I'll never care. But I would imagine y'all experience a healthy amount of frustration. That's why y'all are so thirsty to have somebody. That's why y'all be proposing after 3 weeks, because y'all be wanting to just lock something down. That's why y'all really don't have standards, if we're just being honest.
Stop lying. She did not. She bought my daddy a house with his trick. And then he got the smallest house on the block.
Okay.
Talking about she retired.
She didn't buy the mama a house.
Okay. I've heard enough. Entitlement, pocket watching, that's all I'm seeing in this whole entire situation. It's nasty work. I'm siding with GloRilla. Hooker, get up and get a job. You better take all that frustration to UPS and go pack a truck with that dumbass shit you want. And you over here doing all that, hey, you better get your ass in the booth and start rapping and get your own glow type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, your sister has the #1 album, and the first thing you do is you come out hating. I'll never understand us, man. I'll never understand us. But that's neither here nor there. Y'all tell me in the comments, man. Is it entitlement or is it Glow not handling the business? You heard from my mama. You heard from her sister, brother, her bro-rilla. You know what I'm saying? You heard from him. Y'all tell me how y'all feeling on that one. My dog DC said super pocket watching. Yeah, like Justice League level pocket watching. It like for what? It's crazy. Justice League level pocket watching. I don't get it, but y'all tell me how y'all feeling about that one. But on to the next one. A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Episode 4. It dropped early. Keep lighting your blunts, bitch. This was a good one. This was the best episode of the season so far. I'm telling y'all right now. We're gonna take a look at what Emergency Awesome has to say about it. I'm gonna interject slightly from my little point of view, things that I saw. This was actually a really, really good episode, y'all. I'm telling you.
Episode 4. Regs references to the books, WTF moments, so we'll break it all down. Everybody grab your swords and lances. Dunk is putting together a team. He needs 6 other knights to help him. What a coincidence if some of the best tournament fighters in the realm and most powerful people politically also just happened to wind up on his team.
What I liked about this episode was, as timid as Dunk acted the entire first few episodes, right? This was the episode when he told everybody in the entire kingdom, are y'all pussy or nah? Like, who will stand and fight with me? Y'all seen what he did to that girl. He broke her fingers. It was unjust. Are y'all not true knights or not? This is what I was waiting for. This is the Sir Duncan the Tall that they've been talking about from the books. Dude's a whole legend for real, and this is just the beginning of it.
Obviously, the real big twist here is Baelor joining his team at the end of the episode. Really love seeing that because he clearly hated Arion during last week's episode.
Baelor joined, technically, from his house, Duncan then would be the ops. The prince joined Duncan to fight against his nephew. You know what's going down next episode.
But in doing so, in joining his team and in Arion's selection, now the 7 versus 7 has turned into another mini Targaryen civil war right after the Blackfire Rebellion and the Dance of the Dragons during House of the Dragon. No big deal, though. I'm sure their father, King Daeron II, won't be mad that the Targaryen family is fighting each other to the death in open combat again.
No, he's not mad at that. They side of that family don't feel mad about that. That's just it's more so like, okay, so this person is gone, and makes room for the next person to be king. Become king faster. That's how they looking at it in their household.
The episode title is 7, which is a reference to the Trial of 7, which is the titular thing of this entire story that George R. R. Martin wrote in A Hedge Knight, the first book in the Tales of Dunk and Egg. The Trial of 7 is a specialized form of trial by combat that was brought over with the Andal invasion when they brought the tradition of knighthood to Westeros in the first place. Traditional knights in the order of knighthood didn't exist before the Andal invasion. So when you hear stories about tales of knights from the Age of Heroes, they're likely embellished. As Baelor told Dunk, the tale grows with the telling over the eras.
By the way, after watching this show all up until now, I now have a newfound respect for the sport of medieval jousting. That shit is dangerous, goddamn. Like, you cannot walk away. The nephew put his staff straight through the horse's neck on some hood type stuff. I said, oh, poor horse. That was just it was messed up, man. But it was fire though.
Trial of 7 is linked specifically to the faith of the 7 and the Andal tradition, their religion. The Andals believe that as 7 champions fought on each side, the gods thus honored would be more likely to see justice done. But like I've said before, I think the idea is they really just like the idea of 7 versus 7 more than 1 versus 1. Like, it just made for a more entertaining actual match to watch. During traditional trial by combat, the stakes are a little bit different. You can choose champions to fight for you. You don't have to personally fight in the match. Trial by 7 is different in that you do have to fight.
Okay, so Duncan pulled up in the room, you know what I'm saying, when the episode first starts off, they got Duncan in locked up in the cell. Egg pulls up wearing the traditional garments of the House Targaryen or whatever. He got like on this all black M. Bison looking uniform with the red sash over it, still bald as hell, you know what I'm saying? Lying, crying, and Dunk basically like, yo, your lying is what got me in this goddamn cell right now. He brought him some food, of course, but, you know, he was like, well, the prince wants to see you. They gave him the option to, actually, the Prince Baelor gave him the option to have trial by combat. That's a knight's, like, that's his right. Oh boy here, though, yeah, man, Arion, he's scared to 1v1 Sir Duncan the Tall. Yeah, he's scared to 1v1 him. So he pulled this, since I'm royalty, I can choose to have him have the trial by 7. So here we are, 7 people versus 7 people. All out war. It's about to go in.
On your team of 7, defending or attacking, depending on if you're the accuser or the accused. And the accused, Dunk in this case, is declared innocent if the accuser, Arion in this case, or accusers are either defeated or yield. And defeated as in killed. That's what they mean when they say defeated. If the accused is slain, it is believed the gods have judged him guilty, and the trial by 7 ends. If the accused cannot find 6 men to stand with him, if you can't find 6 people to fight with you, he is declared guilty as well too, and you are killed. So a really big part of the episode is Egg helping Dunk find the other 6 people for his team.
That was the least the little boy could do for him, seeing as though he got him in all that trouble. Salute to Steely Pete though. Big dog back here with the big Baron Davis beard in the back. He got Dunk's new shield, and he like made him a new shield and made it like stronger and tougher because he said that shit was weak as hell. He did it kind of on the strength for him. So salute to him.
This is also the main reason why Arion chose to turn the trial by combat, which Dunk was going to go for, because that was going to be his way out, into a trial of 7, because Arion doesn't believe that Dunk will be able to find 6 people to fight for him, and he also wants to find a way to weasel out of having to face Dunk in actual combat.
He don't want no smoke with Dunk, straight up. He know what that's going to be. So it was a little smart move for him to, you know what I'm saying, do the little trial by 7.
Because in a physical match, Dunk's great advantage is his size and strength. He overpowers pretty much everybody else at the tournament, even though he's not that great of a fighter. So in a traditional trial by combat, Arion would have had absolutely no choice, but this, he thinks, is his way of winning. And even though Dunk has started making friends and allies at the tournament in the couple of days that we've been here, remember, it's only been a couple of days that they've been at the tournament so far. One of the main reasons why Lionel Baratheon chooses to be on his team, in addition to being Dunk's friend, he's also extremely, extremely excited about, one, the idea of fighting.
That's the new shit. But salute to Lionel Baratheon, man, for actually pulling up on Dunk's behalf. So he's like, man, you thought I was going to miss this? He was like, we about to kill some shit. I was like, that drunk motherfucker is actually going to pull up and show out. I liked it. This was really a good episode, y'all.
In a trial of 7, because there hasn't been one in hundreds of years. The last trial of 7 was actually fought by Maegor the Cruel during his time when he was challenged by the Faith. And even though he did wind up winning that trial of 7, he was the last man standing, and he was in a coma for a couple weeks. That's how hard up he was, how much damage it did to him. And we'll talk about this as we go through the episode too, but the other big reason that Lionel Baratheon chooses to be on his team in particular is because he loves the idea of sticking it to the Targaryen family, because he believes they need to be taken down a peg.
I wasn't about to miss a chance to bloody up the King's Guard in that pretty white gown.
You kind of see in the first couple of episodes, especially with what Arion did.
What's crazy is I hope that everybody that now has stepped up to fight with Sir Duncan, I hope everybody walks away. But this is Game of Thrones, man. You know everybody's not walking away okay. And if they do walk away, they might be missing an eye, an arm, a leg, something. Just this next episode is going to be bloody, I'm telling you. It got to be.
In the way the small folk reacted to him killing the horse and acting dishonorably in last week's episode, that right now the realm doesn't really like the Targaryens that much, because it drugged the realm through 2 different civil wars of their own. This was also why Raymond Fossaway had all that Targaryen slander in last week's episode too. He talked about did in the way the small folk reacted to him killing the horse and acting dishonorably in last week's episode, that right now the realm doesn't really like the Targaryens that much, because it drugged.
How many of y'all were watching House of the Dragon? I can't wait for the next season to come out. Y'all know that's already crazy. That's deep in the pot crazy with that one, man.
The realm through 2 different civil wars of their own. This was also why Raymond Fossaway had all that Targaryen slander in last week's episode too. He talked about the different wars that the Targaryen family drugged the realm into that they didn't want to be part of. He was talking specifically about the Dance of the Dragons, which we're watching on House the Dragon, and we'll see in season 3 right now, with a couple really big battles going down, and then the Blackfire Rebellion, which you started to get flashbacks for and a lot of Easter eggs for in the first.
When they are really allowed to write it and act it out the right way, those battles on Game of Thrones are some of the bloodiest, goriest, realistic battles of fiction you're gonna see on like regular TV. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those fight scenes.
Couple of episodes of this series. We'll get more Blackfire Rebellion flashbacks too. But a really big part of the episode is Dunk finding those other people and showing the different reasons for all of them wanting to be on his team. The opening scene starts with Dunk in the cells right after he's been arrested for striking Arion. The way he looks up at the roof, the confined area at the grate, is meant to remind him of what it was like trying to survive when he was growing up as a young boy in Flea Bottom and King's Landing. This will be part of some flashbacks that we'll see in next week's episode, where he's doing some similar things. Egg comes in wearing traditional Targaryen colors, now red and black, because his father Maekar is back and is making him dress up like a member.
Got that boy dressing like M. Bison. Yeah, man. That dude look like Magneto in Professor X.
His father Maekar is back and is making him dress up like a member of the royal family traditionally would. Baelor, being one of the few people that actually understands the truth of the matter, makes Egg beg for forgiveness for deceiving Dunk, playing him for the fool. Dunk also jokes about how many Aegons there have been in the past. When he says 4 Aegons, there have actually been more Aegons in the family, but only 4 of them were kings before this. So technically, this makes young Egg Aegon the 5th, which the fortune teller revealed to him that he would be king someday, so he will be Aegon the 5th. Jon Snow, for example, if he had sat the Iron Throne, actually been crowned king, he would have been Aegon the 6th.
He should have been. Might that be what the new Game of Thrones spinoff might be? I don't know. Could be.
He explains to Dunk why he lied in the first place and how he came to be at the inn in Daeron's plan to skip the tournament. The whole idea is that Maekar was ordered to the tournament with him and Baelor, their families, and Maekar ordered Daeron to compete in the tournament as part of the family. Daeron obviously wanted nothing to do with that, so he said that he and Egg were going to hide out at the inn nearby the tournament until the tournament was over, until Egg happened upon Dunk, like they just happened to meet each other, and Egg actually really did want to go to the tournament, really does want to be a squire and become a knight someday. So part of the idea is that Egg just saw this as an opportunity, and because he's still a little...
All that lying Egg did, and they got Dunk locked up in jail, and now we're about to be fighting for his life. It's not right.
Little kid, like he's very precocious, he's very highly learned for a little kid, but at heart he's still a little kid, so he didn't think that he was doing any harm, even though Baelor tells him you don't necessarily need to mean to do harm in order to actually do harm. When he takes him to meet with Baelor, this is Lord Ashford's office. Basically, the Targaryens have taken over Lord Ashford's castle while they're at the tournament, like they're all staying inside the actual castle itself. Baelor explains the truth of the matter, and even though he understands what's really going on here and wants to help Dunk, the deck has been stacked against him, and he is actually held to the letter of the law. Even though Baelor is the hand of the king and the heir presumptive, the most powerful you can get in Westeros, besides being the actual king sitting on the Iron Throne. Because the accusing party is Arion, his blood, also part of the royal family, he can't bend the rules in Dunk's favor.
He wants to. He know he should, but he can't. That's kind of messed up because he even says when he's talking to Sir Dunk and to Egg, he says at that point when Egg saw his brother slapping up that girl and breaking her fingers and all of that, he should have came and got me. He didn't. He went and got you. He immediately put you in trouble. So the little boy didn't know how much bad he was really doing. It's kind of sad, but it's about to lead to a crazy episode, though.
Dunk's only option here to survive is trial by combat. When he explains to Dunk, typically the other option is to get the offending body part that you struck the royal family member with cut off. He struck him with his hand and his foot, meaning that he would lose 2 of his limbs, and his dream of becoming a knight would be dead. Then there are a couple really important moments here that sort of set up the idea of why he might actually choose Dunk's side, because he believes him to be the right party in all this, the just party. First, he tells Egg that Egg should have come to him to stop Arion instead of Dunk, another example of him not liking Arion. Like, he definitely would have struck Arion, but because he's more powerful and also part of the family, so he wouldn't have gotten in trouble the same way that Dunk did.
Would you not have done the same?
I might have.
Just another reminder that he absolutely hates Arion, can't stand him, even though he's a member of his family. Then when Egg says that he had wished that Dunk had killed Arion, and Baelor gets a little upset for a second, saying the Septons say we must love our brothers, is both a callback to the Blackfire Rebellion.
Yo, when you find out why this little boy hates his brother, it's like I can't even explain that one.
and what happened with that, all the consequences of that, as well as the dance of the dragons in the Targaryen civil wars that basically have wrecked the realm over the past 100 years or so. But it's also meant to foreshadow the Baelor versus Maekar fight that's now coming in the Trial of Seven because they're on opposing teams. We also find out that Daeron lied to Maekar when Maekar found him drunk at the inn, saying that Dunk was a robber that yoinked egg to avoid Maekar beating him even worse. He does imply that Maekar beat him when he found him. And even though Baelor understands.
So the drunk prince here told everybody that he ran off with this little boy on some on some napping type shit, which is now 2 crimes against the royal house. Now you really fighting for your life.
This isn't true. Maekar believes it's true, just makes him hate Dunk even more now. So remember the bad start they got off to in earlier episodes when he first met Maekar and tried to wish him that his sons would not be dead, like hopefully they won't be found dead in a ditch somewhere. More and more examples of him just getting on Maekar's bad side, even though technically Maekar during this has way more sense than he actually does in the book version of this. There are a couple of changes, a couple lines from Maekar that they give to Aerion to make Aerion seem worse and Maekar seem a little more reasonable. Baelor also seems mad that Aerion is probably going to have Tanzel killed for high treason, thinking that her play is treason because the dragon is the sigil of the Targaryens. And even though during peace,
I told y'all they looking like stuff like killing dragons. That's against the house rules. You basically like making a mockery of the house. It's looked at as treason. You can go out for that.
time she wasn't meaning to do harm. It wasn't a very smart move. It wasn't a good look to do in front of other Targaryens. This is also why Tanzel took off to go back to Dorne. Later in the episode, we find like she left the shield with Steely Pate and then went back to Dorne because she is from Dorne originally. Time to take off before Aerion has time to actually draw you up on charges and come for you. Then this moment where Dunk challenges Baelor.
She was smart. She was smart. She said, yeah, let me go ahead and get up out of here before this dude come for me and I end up hanging somewhere in a tree. She went back home. Smart girl. Too bad we won't see her again. So Dunk really just crashed out over a girl that he's never going to see again. That's messed up.
Saying that all knights make the same oath is the idea that in the eyes of the Seven, all knights are meant to be equal to defend the innocent and held to the same standard, which Baelor also believes in, the true tenets of being a knight. He's actually meant to be a very good person, a just person, which is why he would potentially make a very great king someday that everyone's really excited about. But this is Dunk planting the seeds in Baelor to him joining his team being the right thing to do. So I think had Dunk not challenged him in this way, he might not have actually chose to fight for him ultimately. There's a little time jump and they hold him on trial. It's Baelor, Maekar, Aerion, Leo Longhorn Tyrell, who remember didn't remember Lord Ashford and is not sympathetic to Dunk, and obviously Lord Ashford himself. You also notice there are several times here where Aerion tries to weasel out of the match. He doesn't want to fight Dunk. First, he tries to decline the trial by combat, and I love the way that Maekar gets so pissed off at him, calls him out in.
Yo, he calls him out in front of everyone. He said, yo, I know you ain't over here trying to call this goddamn trial by 7 shit because you scared to square up with Dunk. He was like, he's a rat. He's a hedge knight. I know you ain't I know you not pussy like that. You afraid of a hedge knight. My man said, it is my royal right. You pussy is what it is.
In front of everyone else for being a coward, trying to avoid having to face Dunk in combat. Then his backup plan is to try and call for a trial of 7 as another way out of trying to fight Dunk because he doesn't believe that Dunk will find 6 other people to fight for him, so he won't actually have to fight in the first place. Then one of the changes they make from the book version of this is in the book version, Maekar is way madder at Dunk, and a lot of the lines that Aerion has originally were Maekar's in the books, like if a cause is just, good men will fight for it, and if you don't, it's because you're guilty. I think part of the idea is that they're trying to set up some of Maekar's future arc and why he would actually lean a little bit more on Dunk later in the series. During the books, they just made it seem like Maekar had it out for Dunk way, way more. They release Dunk so that he can go find the other 6 knights that he needs, the other 6 champions, goes back to camp to see his horses, and Raymond Fossaway, who's like the first friend that he actually made at the tournament, is the first to actually try and help him. Then they really play up this whole Stefan Fossaway moment here, who declares for him as the first person on his team. It makes it sound like House Fossaway really does hate the Targaryens, but all the speaking of honor and glory friends is meant to set up his backstabbing to make it seem like an even bigger twist later when he switches to Aerion's team in exchange for Aerion making him a true lord.
I know great men who have traded their honor for far less.
But you also wonder, because he does say that he mentions a couple of his friends that could help out, and Lionel Baratheon is one of the first ones, but later the next day, when Dunk meets Lionel Baratheon says that he's never met Stefan before. So I think the idea here is that Stefan Fossaway was actually putting on an act the whole time for Dunk, and Aerion had already gotten to him before Dunk meets with him and he declares for Dunk. So this whole speech about him going to his friends to find other people to fight on Dunk's team was all a lie the entire time. He also mentions House Lannister. Otho that he mentions is Otho Bracken, the one who farts at Dunk later when Dunk is calling out the crowd for having zero honor.
Yo, the fact that my man turncoated for a promotion. He turncoated for a promotion, y'all.
So the other idea here, too, is that all of Stefan Fossaway's friends are terrible as well. The only exception is Lionel Baratheon, who says that he wasn't his friend. Like, I have no idea who that is. So he was just kind of making that name up. Egg then arrives with his older brother, Daron the Drunken, who says that Maekar, their father, beat him when he found him drunk at the end, apologizes to Dunk for lying about him, declares that he'll fight on Dunk's team of 7, but it won't be that good. Like, please, please end the fight quickly because I will only last for like a single.
So the drunk brother here said, I know I've gotten you into a lot of trouble by lying and saying you stole the boy. I'll get in the tournament and I'll take a dive for you. Are we trusting him? At the end of the day, that is his family, but are we trusting him? I don't know, y'all. I don't know.
Charge. Egg then tells him that Maekar is also making the 3 Kingsguard who are here at the tournament fight on Aerion's team. Tells the story about how Aerion would abuse him when he was younger. That's also right out of the book too. And killed his cat, which is just the marker of a real monster. How they treat animals just in general. So remember the care that Egg and Dunk showed to the horses, the same way that Jon Snow has this really close relationship with Ghost. Very easy way to show you what a good person someone is if they really, really care for animals. There are also a couple other big book Easter eggs that Egg has about Aerion just in general. When he says he thinks of himself as an actual dragon, that's also right out of the books. It's also why he literally has arms.
It's also why I hope Dunk drives a whole joust through his chest. That dude is horrible, man. Like I said, that's going to be some homework I'm going to leave with y'all, man, for folks who ain't seen this episode yet. In this episode, you find out why that little boy hates his brother so much. I'm not going to say it. I just can't imagine, like, what be going through folks' brains. You know what I'm saying?
Armor that makes him look kind of like a dragon, and he dresses his horse up like a dragon, too. Aerion is also the Targaryen who infamously drank wildfire because he thought that he was a dragon. Daron then explains his dragon dreams of Dunk in the fact that his dreams come true are dragon dreams. He's basically just like Helena. Not everybody in the Targaryen family gets dragon dreams of Valyrian descent. It's usually pretty rare within the family. That doesn't make them green seers, though. When you see Helena showing up in other people's dreams in House of the Dragon, that's sort of them bending the rules about the way some of those powers work. Brynden Rivers, the Blood Raven, aka the Three-Eyed Raven, is alive and well during this part of the timeline. He hasn't become the Three-Eyed Raven yet, and he hasn't even become the Hand of the King yet either, but he was very active during the Blackfire Rebellion. Like, he's very active during this part of the timeline. He's meant to be one of the few exceptions. He also has dragon dreams, but he also is a green seer like Bran, which is also even more rare. There's a pretty good chance that we'll see Blood Raven cameo in one of the future seasons of the show. He doesn't appear during this season because he isn't part of a Hedge Knight story. Like, George R. R. Martin didn't write him into this particular story that they're adapting for season 1. When Daron describes his actual dragon dream of Dunk, the fire, the dead dragon with wings so large it covered the field on top of him, but it was the dragon that was dead and Dunk was alive, is meant to be a direct reference to the trial of 7 in what
the man told him in the dragon dream that a dragon with wings that cover up the sky falls on top of him. This is what he's telling Dunk. He said, but the dragon lays dead and you awake and you're alive. He said, did I kill the dragon? He said, I don't know that part. I didn't really see. So, me personally, that would be enough if we're thinking mythical, that would be enough for me to go ahead and just slay the dragon, aka 1v1 Aryan. Get him out of here.
Winds up happening with that, because remember, he tells Doug, my dreams come true, meaning that what he saw will come true. We can't really get more specific about what this dream means without getting into spoilers for what happens during the trial of 7. There are a couple big WTF twists. We will just wait till those episodes happen. We have to wait that long for it to actually play out. We will get the trial of 7 in next week's episode. That really big twist that Daron just dropped on him, the dragon dead on top of him, is also a reference probably to the way they end episode 5. Daron then references the hell of the Game of Thrones universe. It gets 2 shout-outs. Hell gets 2 shout-outs during this episode. I think this is one of the first times that it's been referenced, but they probably referenced at least once or twice during the original Game of Thrones series. Maybe at some point, George R. Martin will go deeper into some of the different religions on Game of Thrones. But mostly here we're talking about the faith of the 7 in terms of religion. Dunk then remembers Tanzel's play from the previous day of Florian the Fool, and Florian the Fool is meant to be a comp for him and his relationship with Tanzel.
You are Florian the Fool.
You are definitely Florian the Fool. You crashed out on somebody of royalty, put your hands on them, you punched them, and then you kicked them. So they're supposed to cut off your foot and your leg. You're supposed to cut off your foot and your arm too. And the girl left, didn't even tell you bye. She left you with a painted shield. Okay.
Florian was a legendary hero from the Riverlands during the Age of Heroes. It is known for falling in love with a maiden named Yonquil, who was meant to be Tanzel, like that's who she's dressed up as during the actual play. Steely Pate then comes to give him his shield that Tanzel finished painting before she left to go back to Dorne. That's where she's from. The next book,
shout out to Steely Pete once again,
in the series actually takes place in Dorne, so maybe we'll see Dunk and Egg reunited with Tanzel at some point in the next story if they want to include her. George R. R. Martin said that he would also do more story for Tanzel in the future too. She's not a real big part of the next 2 books that they'll be adapting for season 2 and season 3, but they've changed some stuff already for season 1 from the Hedge Knight book 1 of Tales of Dunk and Egg, so the show might bring Tanzel back in season 2 and season 3 in some way, and some change to the books. They use his new sigil on the shield as a metaphor for Dunk surviving the trial of 7. Oak and iron, God be well, or else I'm doomed to hell, is also a prayer that's taken from the book too. Sells him the finished shield for a single copper because he's taking pity on him. Also, the work was relatively minor compared to making the actual armor itself, and he already largely paid for the armor. Really big shout out to selling Sweetfoot. Still thinking about you, Sweetfoot. Then the next morning, he arrives at the tourney field.
I forgot Dunk had to sell his horse in order to get armor and stuff like that. He wanted to be on the list. He's on the list now, ain't it? He's been trying to get in the games the entire time. Now he is center stage. This is a make or break time for Dunk. I mean, like, you gotta win or you die. That's really what it is.
And Lionel Baratheon, Humphrey Harding, Humphrey Beesbury, and Robin Reisling are there to fight on his team. All of them having different reasons for wanting to fight with him. I already talked about Lionel Baratheon and why he wants on the team. Humphrey Harding wants revenge for Aerion killing his horse and hurting his leg. Robin Reisling because he's a fanatic and believes the Targaryens have dishonored the gods. Maddest Knight in Westeros is going to fight on your team, and then obviously learns that Stephen Foster.
Yeah, bro, you believe they dishonored the gods? Well, I mean, yeah, okay, I didn't want to say that.
Way abandoned him and probably spent that entire night lying to him and had already declared for Aerion because Aerion offered him a lordship in exchange for fighting on his team. So part of the idea, I think, is that Aerion was trying to set up Dunk to fail so that he would show up on the tourney field with nobody fighting for him. But as Lionel Baratheon explains, it was actually Egg that came around and gathered all these people for Dunk, and Aerion wasn't betting on that. So the reason why any of these people are here at all is because of Egg. But the real big Stephen Fossaway betrayal here is also meant to set up the House Fossaway mini civil war between Stephen and Raymond that leads to the green apple versus the red apple branches of the family. Then they throw a little more fire on the flames of the idea that Dunk might not have been knighted by Sir Arlen because he refuses to knight Raymond Fossaway.
Okay, I thought I was the only person that felt that way. Nah, like, my man told me, he was like, knight me, man. He was like, I'll pull up for you and be on your team and I'll fight for you, which basically you're asking the man to die. He said, if you knight me right now, I'll fight for you. He was hesitant. Look at his face right there. Baratheon pulls up on him and says, yo, man, you're a knight. Go ahead and knight him. Then some other stuff ended up happening to where they had to pull up as a representative. So Dunk had to go away. He was like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I'm not, you handle all the paperwork. Yeah, it just...
The flames of the idea that Dunk might not have been knighted by Sir Arlen because he refuses to knight Raymond Bossaway, but also part of me thinks that they're giving themselves an out here where he's just reticent and doesn't want to get Raymond hurt, and that's why he won't knight him. So I don't think this is definitive proof one way or the other. Was he knighted or was he not knighted? But this leads to Lionel Baratheon being the one to knight him, which is the way it went down in the books. And he speaks the oath. It's the same oath that Jaime Lannister gave to Brienne when he knighted her during the original Game of Thrones series. In the name of the warrior, I charge you to be brave. In the name of the father, I charge you to be just. In the name of the mother, I charge you to defend the young and innocent. In the name of the maid, I charge you to protect all women. Dunk then sees the vision of Sir Arlen as if he's judging him from the Westeros version of heaven, the Faith of the Sevens version of heaven, and calls out the crowd as on.
Look at his face. He got that look like, hey, if they believe in it, go with it. That's the look he giving them. Which kind of making me feel like, man, he ain't knight you, bro. But if they rocking with it, hey, just don't die. Roll with it.
Honorless because no one seems like they want to help him and join his cause as just. All of his speech here trying to remind them about Sir Arlen and what true honor means is basically the true ideals of knighthood and what it's supposed to represent, in that good is just and right in Westeros. Where usually in Westeros, in the world of Game of Thrones, you would expect rule of thumb is that being a good person will only get you killed, Ned Stark style. Like people say that Ned Stark's honor got him killed. And it's usually only...
Hey, that's real. Ned Stark's honor is what got his head chopped off. For you to have been that good of a king, of that good of a person, look what happened to him. In the end, he got clipped. That man was some folks' favorite character in that first season. Gone.
The bad people or the people who are willing to bend the rules or be morally gray who wind up surviving. Dunk is a character is meant to be the pushback from George R. Martin on that. Like, no, good people still can survive and do well. But even though this leads to a very banger ending to the episode, there's still consequences. Like, it's not just that good will always win out and do right. There are consequences to being good and doing the right thing.
I will take the Duncan side.
Then it's...
Nah, hold on. When the prince rolled up to fight for Sir Duncan against his nephew, aura.
He finishes his speech asking for a true knight in Westeros to show themselves. Baelor rides in to the Game of Thrones theme song. They play it for
Ding, 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 ding.
real this time. They don't stop it short with anybody farting or doing anything weird. Really, really love the way the show leans into it being earnest. You also notice that he's wearing Valar, his son's armor, because he didn't bring his armor to the tournament, which is why it doesn't fit completely perfectly for him. Like, Valar isn't the exact same size, so he kind of squeezed himself into Valar's armor.
Nah, when he explained why he started fighting for Sir Duncan, he kept looking back at Dunk like, I'm fighting on your team. I'm doing what's right, but don't get me killed out here. If I'm going to fight to the death, you're going to fight right along with me. Don't get out here and be no hoe. We got some work to put in now.
When Maegor rides up, his line here to him, have your senses taken leave, is also right out of the books too. And remember, Aerion's team here is his father Maegor, who also has sick-looking dragon armor, the three Kingsguard, Willem Wild, Donald of Duskendale, and Roland Crakehall, and Aerion's brother, Daron the Drunken, and Stefan Fossaway. So the idea is that Maegor also makes Daron the Drunken fight on Aerion's team because he's his brother.
Daron the Drunken is hilarious. That is not how you want to go out. Daron the Drunken. Jesus Christ.
But the good news there is that we know that Daron isn't a good knight or good at jousting or tournaments, so he is not going to be a big threat during this. Baelor, on the other hand, is sort of like a savant at tournaments, and he is one of the best jousters in the history of Westeros. So part of the idea here is that Dunk has a couple ringers on his team. Everybody post all your reactions in the comments below, and if you spotted any Easter eggs or references.
Salute, salute, salute. Thank y'all for pulling up, man, to this last session that we had today. I'm definitely fried down, man, to the side. But Jay is about gone. That's it. That's all. We right where we need to be. Thank y'all for pulling up for this session. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Please tell me again in the comments what was the strain of the day today. Did you like this last episode of the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms? And as far as GloRilla, least few, brother, sister, sister, brother, him, her, entitlement or very much so old? Who knows, man? Y'all get back at me later, man. Keep smoking. Y'all stay out the way. This is another episode of the Offenders Initiative podcast. Yeah.